Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Calderone, and this is Coach's Corner. We are here with UAlbany women's lacrosse head coach, John Badalino. John, you guys have one game in the books now, and unfortunately, a home opener and a tough loss at home. But we'll start with some of the positives. You guys jump out. You have a 2-1 lead, and I know it's early in the game, but you got to be feeling good to jump out to that 2-1 lead against a team like Cornell.
I mean, I knew Cornell was they're a good team, and but we did not play well enough to win that game, and we just made some poor reads, some poor game management decisions, and they just kind of started to spiral out of control, and then we found ourselves down like 5-2 within about I think a 3-minute span of the first half. So we really just we have to be a lot better. Like I was very, very disappointed.
Sure, and going through moments in the game, you jump out to that 2-1 lead, and then there was that stretch that you're talking about where Cornell comes back with a 6-0 run. So you're down 7-2. And it's tough in a spot like that to find some positives. But how proud were you of the fact that your players battled back? You get it to within 2 goals, and something that was a 7-2 game ends up at a point where it's a 7-5 game.
I mean, the thing is, we got 7-5, and I thought, okay, we're starting to. I mean, again, they took our best player out, but I have confidence in the other kids that are supporting her. But I expect a lot more, because I'm going to say just off the top of my head, there were probably 5 or 6 possessions that we just shot ourselves in the foot in terms of poor reads and just bad decisions and bad takes that, and I remember we called a timeout just to talk about that, saying, what, we need to possess the ball for a little bit and get a rhythm, and which we hadn't had, and just kind of speed things up. And I started to see that, but the next 3 or 4 times we just threw the ball away at ill-advised looks or passes, and just bonehead plays. And that can't happen. I mean, that I'm hoping we got them all out of our system in that game, but that didn't look like our lacrosse team right there.
Sure, there are a lot of sports, specifically off the top of my head, football, for example, where you look at, there's one stat that they always say: you win the turnover battle, you win that game. You look at that last 15 minutes. I mean, you were down 7-2. You made it a 2-goal game, but then in the last 15 minutes, 4 costly turnovers. I mean, was that the story at the end?
We had just like a bunch of opportunities, and we just didn't. I mean, they weren't like the shot. She made great saves, and we turned the ball over, and a couple of them were unforced. So that was difficult to watch. So and again, like I their effort, and it should be there, but I told me you don't get points in this league for trying. I mean, you're measured on results.
Sure, and some individual performances. How about Allie Jemerson? 3 points, goal, 2 assists, and then in goal, Courtney Henderson matches a career high with 9 saves.
Again, both had things that they did well. As a coach, I saw some things that I still think they can do much better. I mean, I let both of them know, like they know my thoughts on, like, again, a couple of opportunities that they could have had, should have had, or again, some techniques that I want them to continue to improve upon.
Sure. After a tough loss at home, now you're on the road heading south. You got Ewan on Friday. They're 4-0. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about them. Don't have the scout on them. For those who don't know about their lacrosse program, what kind of problems will they present to you guys on Friday?
I think that they're a team that plays hard. They have a great new head coach who happens to be a very good friend of mine, and I think he's got them just working hard. Got them playing their roles very well, believing in what they're doing, and they do. They just beat Duke, last week. They lost, I think, their first game to Vanderbilt the other night, but by 1. So, but they're playing real good lacrosse, and we have to I mean, we have our work cut out for us. I mean, it is a right now. I mean, if I had to look, they're playing better than us, and I got to find a way to, get these guys playing together.
Sure. And then following that, a couple of days after, 4th-ranked North Carolina. So it doesn't get any easier.
No, I mean I mean, again, we're challenging ourselves schedule-wise this year, and North Carolina with their their skill set, their depth, and their speed, and they're one of the nation's elite. So I mean, we're throwing ourselves right into the fire. So we have our work cut out for us.
Well, that's going to do it for another edition of the Coach's Corner. Don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and tell a friend about the website. It's UAlbanySports.com. John, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, always a pleasure.
Pleasure seeing you. Folks, take care. We'll see you next time.